What I'm going to talk about next is the Avalanche Alliance and the program that was formed and what it's been able to do in the power sports industry. And I think this is something unique and cool and worth sharing and making you all aware of it. And so you can help promote this and spread the word about this as our seasons progress. Rob Kincaid's accident wasn't the only one. There was some accidents in different regions around the country that seemed high profile. At home, my good friend Luke Rode passed away in an avalanche. It just seemed like there was this series of high profile avalanches in the power sports industry, the motorized industry. And Rob's might have been the most high profile of those accidents. And as a response to that, the community in some ways was looking for things to do, things to respond, ways to respond to it that were productive and effective. And I think we can point to, when it comes to the Avalanche Alliance, I called Dustin Pancari this morning. He was supposed to come here and give this talk today, but he's not feeling well. So I asked him how it started. And I've had the opportunity to work on the board with them for the last 6 years. But Dustin told me that he and John Summers were sitting at lunch one day talking about how they could affect change in the mindset in the power sports industry, what that would take, and how that would, what would it take to change the mindset and make things turn out differently? How can we leverage these events and turn it into something productive? And I think that is a common thought across many communities when that sort of thing happens. Their action was to collaborate and build a snowmobile and have a sweepstakes and run that off. And that raised over $100,000 that year. It was monumentally successful. Like, how could a snowmobile that cost $20,000 raise $100,000? Pretty cool. So that project, a lot of that money was given to the Rob Kincaid's family and as a measure of support. But that idea matured over the next couple of years, and this idea of the sweepstakes continued. And we've raised almost $500,000 in 6 years. And with that money, we've been able to do two things specifically. One is support avalanche education on both a professional and a recreational level with scholarships for avalanche courses. But the other thing we've been able to do is write grants to avalanche centers and be able to affect some change in the motorized specific side of avalanche forecasting. So an example of that is the avalanche forecast in Island Park. Is an area that was along, what do you call that, Bermuda Triangle? A space that didn't really get a forecast. It kind of sat outside of different jurisdictions. And so to build a reliable forecast there, was recognized that was going to take an investment. So that's just one of the examples of where those funds have been able to go. But over $250,000 so far to avalanche centers has been granted through that scholarship, through that sweepstakes program. For weather stations, outreach programs, forecaster support, a lot of cool things. And so this year was an interesting year. We didn't raise as much money with our sweepstakes. So whether that's economy or prizes we offered or how we approached it marketing-wise, we're not going to be able to grant avalanche centers any money this year. But we are focusing our efforts on the people that make the difference and continue to provide scholarship support, both rec and pro level for next year. So that's kind of a current state of things, and part of the reason I'm up here today is to make you all aware of it so you can help that grow again and sort of maintain its resiliency in what it does. It's interesting when you think about $500,000. You put that in the stock market and try to get a return on investment. Maybe you get $15,000, $20,000 a year out of that and you can sustainably pull. And that's some money. You could do something with that, and there'd be some durability to that in a sense. So we've kind of wondered, did we screw up with that $500,000 by giving it all away? But I think the consensus is that we were able to fill the sails in a sense. We were able to start an initiative and push essentially a population into this sphere of being avalanche professionals. And to that extent, I'm really proud of the work we've been able to do and the connections we've been able to make. And I look forward to how that sweepstakes continues and the Avalanche Alliance continues to grow as representatives of the power sports and motorsports industry to support the Avalanche professional side of things and public safety and enjoyment of the sport in the mountains. So I'm happy to answer some questions around the Avalanche Alliance, but I just want to let you all know kind of what it's been up to and where all that money's gone.